All right. Got my headphones on. Good morning, everybody. Here we are. Alrighty. We are live here, right here at the open. Crazy storms out there today. So if I do lose you, it is because of that. We are going to be opening away from overnight highs, away from previous day lows, away from overnight highs. So we are going to kind of just be patient on the open, especially with this PCE number. I would like to see it pop up into that overnight high there or close to it. That 18,632 quarters level was pretty important to me. I was looking to have some interest in it there. You can see it. Popping links around. All right. So we are coming into VWAP 2. I'm just going to be checking into NVIDIA. You can see NVIDIA selling off some there. Apple pushed up into 191. You can see Apple stuck in this range right here. If it pops out of it, expect that 192 level to push up into there and then up into 194. But I don't know if Apple has enough strength to do that. See Microsoft pushing downside. That 412 level is a magnet. You do have this rising wedge pattern here in the short. Probably could give you another leg down to 412. NVIDIA, same deal. Same type of pattern there, but I don't know how far NVIDIA can go. We did gap up and open there on that day, so possibly look to have this area here and that area there, and then clearly this one. That one there. So back to the NQ 30-minute. I want to see this thing push up into that 32, which will be closer to our overnight high. Overnight high is here at 68.75, which was created after the PCE number. I was going to take this short pre-market on this account right here at 45, but I did not. Opening range there is pretty tight. Want to see if we'll take that breakout 32 and then fail. This account here, we might take one of those away from the level shorts or longs, depending on where we're at. I do like the opening range. There's that flush of the opening range. Opening range break. Oh, it would be 355. Hopefully we keep power, we keep internet, we could get some good trades in, we can execute today properly. We're looking to try and maximize our funding by the end of the month of June, or hopefully earlier. We got a couple accounts close enough, maybe, to do it by next week sometime. This one you could see, even if I got 1,500 today, I'd still be $50 short. So still have one day left. Would like to see this back to 30. What'd I say? So 588 was a nice little bounce point. 588. We've come down into this level quite a few times. So 588 And then down into 531, 532, 532. So this purple zone here. I'm going to draw this horizontal here just to give me my opening range. Why do I have this purple box here? What is this purple box? Completely unnecessary, probably. I'm sure it's reactive. You can see reacted here, 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 came back into it. Could that be a long off the purple box off VWAP? It's something that you could be mindful of. Let me just pull up why I have that there. I know I had drawn it up a few days ago. I drew it up because of the breakout point here. That's an interesting... I'm going to get rid of it. I like it, but I don't need it. And I'm going to get rid of this one as well. I'll go 5 minute. So there's 100 lots are filled right there on the time and sales at 85. Like that consolidation level there for that zone. Just trying to clean up some of this. Really what I wanted to do is get rid of some of these zones and then just have my levels set. But they were important at one point, so we will keep them out there, keep them reactive. That one I didn't really like. That one's okay too. Support, support. You can see how reactive it comes around this zone. Previous day high is up here. Previous day low right down here. We're kind of approaching that area. Overnight low, we did flush this zone. We flushed the low that was made at around 7:30 p.m. We came down there this morning around 5:50, 6 o'clock, and then rotated right back above this consolidation. So that seemed like a liquidity sweep to the lows to rotate us back to the upside some, but I'm not totally convinced yet because we are still in this downtrend. If you look at it on this chart here, it's easier to see, right? Even if you want to go with something like this to just kind of eyeball it, right? You could see that level there. It's not a perfect, I don't draw these perfectly because they're far from perfect, these trend lines, but they do act pretty strong. If you do start to see where we get maybe over this overnight high, right? If you get and hold above 632, this is the overnight high here. If you get over 632 quarters here and hold above this trend line, come back, retest this level, then a crack and a break above the high would give you the indication that we're going to continue on up, at least into that 687 potentially. First real area of resistance would be 660, and then from there beyond. So that would be the previous day high would be interesting as well. So 660 would be the breakout, actually. I'm sorry. So if this breaks this pre-market high, that could give you the continuation to previous day highs, which is up here. So let's just watch these 789. That could be that level there. So resistance there, trend line crack, major key level. So if we crack above this on this account, I may take it to be aggressive on this account. Something like that. 632, as I mentioned, that was a really important level. I am considering a long on this account, not on the top step accounts. Yeah, it could work, but I'm not going to shy away from my normal strategy, right? I'm going with opening range breakout to the high side on that. NVIDIA caught a bounce after it bounced off that pre-market load. So let's see. Let's see if we can get that breakout from this opening range. And then risk to the bottom of the opening range on this account and see where it takes us. All right, we're in long on this account here. Three contracts. There we go. Up a little bit on that. I will shed one at 32 because I like that 32 level. And then we're gonna go to break even kind of quick on this. Trail it up $100. See if we can get this to take one off and then start to take off some more. Tilt is still okay. Delta's still acting in our direction. So we are up about 300, so $100 per contract. I did say that this is going to be kind of a battleground here, but if I can get that one contract off at that 32, I'll put it right there at 30 actually. So I'll take one off at 30 and then maybe let two ride. I'll take one off here. Nope, I'm not going to be able to take it off, am I? Nope, flat. We're flat. So we're up on that. Made about 100 and change on it. So we're up 312 on this account here. I'll take the breakdown, retest, maybe a flush to this level, and then take another long on it if it comes back to it. Same deal, same trade, same setup, all that. So that was a good little long there. Once I saw that starting to run into some resistance right here, probably should have took that one contract off there. At least it took a little bit extra, but we'll take that same buy through that opening range high. And then I'm tightening my risk down to that 607, or actually just below this consolidation here. So we are waiting to see what happens with this overnight. We are filled on that again. If it gets heavy short, then we get stopped out. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to take off one here. Oh, we do have news coming out shortly. So be mindful of it. If we do have news coming out, we're going to get closer to getting flat. So if we can get this out with $100, we'll take it. Especially with this account. All right, we're gonna just take that another $100, so 365. So there's some fees involved here. Technically up 400, but with fees and whatnot, I'm down $40. So I would assume that this does continue on, but with the news coming out in 2 minutes, I don't want to be long on it. I don't want it to be anything. I'll be flat. I don't care. It's not really like heavy news, but Chicago PMI is a 2-star here event. So it still will give you something, some sort of reaction to it. Chicago PMI. Really with PMIs and stuff, with the inflation rates, it's just showing the slowing. Prices are still high, right? Prices are still up there. They're going to linger high for a while. So as much as it seems like inflation's coming down, it's just the rate of change over time. So let's just be mindful of that as far as when they start releasing those numbers. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever the market thinks is what it's going to do. So that long was good. Would have been able to get that one off twice, so it would have been a little bit better off there, but it's all right. Probably would have been fine to leave that first stop, take the long on the retest, and then hold that one a little bit longer. But like I said, that 32 level is right here. We just tagged off on 31.75, so 32 and a quarter. Watch the action at 31 and a quarter, 32 and a quarter. Normally, like I said, overnight high, that break of that level does give me an interesting. PCE coming out in a minute. So we should see some reacting to that. I just want to see what Delta's doing, so that's why I come over here. We are sitting right on top of that opening range. That's what these two lines are here. Red line's opening range high. 1 minute till this comes out. So let's see if it pops or not. See if Delta makes anything happen here. I don't have anything yet. There's the selling pressure. That 32 level acted really strong as resistance. Like I mentioned, 32 is going to be that strong resistance overhead. It's going to take some effort to get above it, but if it does get above it, then we could potentially see a bounce and continuation. So it came in light. I love when this happens. It doesn't want to show up here, but I heard it came out at 35. So it came out light. It would be nice to get down to that previous day low, right? Kind of confused as to why I put that there. Oh, it's down here. Opening range breakdown, holding that trend line. Starting to get heavy again. Price just wants to be heavy lately. I mean, we're sitting up, 400 on that account. Really not doing anything on these accounts quite yet. So patience pays on these accounts. This is now starting to get heavy. Delta is acting, in line with price. Heavy delta, heavy price. You could see that. Previous day low is at this level right here, 46. It's amazing that is so close that I haven't adjusted it in a while. So this level has been pretty important. Look at that to the tick on this zone here. So these zones that I draw up in the past do react quite frequently. I mean, I don't even have a reason why I was, had that there. So we are below here, big long wicking tail, wicking the bottom. I would be mindful of a break of this high. This 32 level, because I think that could initiate some buyers. Bounce over 588. 588 is right here. 588 is another key level for me. 588 down to 579, which it just wicked. Morning, Carlos. It's the wrong. I have the wrong stream up in the Tradecaster. Is that what's going on? Hold on a second. Something's going on with this. It's kind of wrong. Sorry about that. Nobody told me on the Tradecaster that the link was incorrect. There we go. Today's, sorry about that. Oh, my bad on the YouTube link. Nobody mentioned it to me, so I didn't change it. I apologize. I've been talking it out on the other YouTube channel. So if you are on YouTube, thanks. We're back live here on tradecaster.com. So apparently the stream was not on the correct link. I apologize for that again. We are, like I said, I've been talking through these levels. I was wondering why I wasn't getting any answers from the other questions and stuff. But hey, we're starting to sell off here a bit. That PCE number came in light, which to me doesn't really mean too much other than it's just a number, another number out here. Chicago PMI, an inflation reading going down. I am interested at the previous day low. We do have that key level there. We wicked into there. I don't know if we're just going to get a quick reaction at that previous day low or if we're going to have to wait for that overnight low for any sort of bounce. I was talking about today's price action and how it's still in a downtrend, even though that bullish behavior was interesting for people to go long. I did take a quick long on the Trade of 8 account on the Apex. We're up just shy of 400. But if we're looking here, right, longer term, drew up this downtrend over the last week or so, right? Pull back, down, pull back. We're right in that area. We could be looking to make lower lows on this. So I will be mindful of that low, overnight low and yesterday's low to crack and rotate us down into somewhere around there. I wouldn't be surprised if we do pull back all the way into that 439 level to end the week, just because that's the kind of cleans up this entire PCI number from the 15th. So that's just something I'm watching as far as that's concerned, and where the markets could be wanting to head based on the way it's been acting for the last week. I may play the breakdown of a previous day low, but I would wait for a break and retest and the delta divergence the other way, right? I want to see price try to bounce and then rotate up. So this 46 level, this previous day low, this red line, a pull through it, a bounce, and then a rotate back down through to see if we can get back to the consolidated low here and then eventually make new lows. What's up, Jofi? Well done. Good stuff. Awesome. I love it. Yesterday, I was basically dead. I was going to come on, and I just couldn't even keep my eyes open. Good stuff. Look at you. Look at you go. I love it, Jofi. That's really great. I am flat on these accounts today. On the Apex, I did take one really quick long. I'm up just like 356 on that account, so nothing crazy. I am interested. I was kind of interested in this to be short up here. That's why I kind of just kept hammering out after that. I took two quick shots at a long, really fast on the bounce here on the break of the opening range. I took this break and I took $100 off twice, so I'll be this 32 level I was mentioning. Isn't it still the 1 day to pass with these accounts, or is it the 10 days? Oh, you're live. Okay. I thought you're those are two funded 250s. I like it. Yeah. That makes sense. Good stuff. It's all right. Just trade one more day. All good. Just don't overdo it. Okay, so we did make it to the opening range. I mean, the opening range. The previous day lows here. So watch for a bounce. Watch for some reaction here. Previous day lows. I would like to see maybe a short through here, depending on how Delta works. I just think because we are so heavy in the way price action's been acting that this could give you a realistic good short opportunity through this level. I would like to see price to push in again, pop back up, or maybe even pop back up into 365. The next touchdown through, I think that would be it. Gotcha. Oh, okay. I forgot that. I think they're changing their rules too. I really don't like Apex, to be honest, for a lot of reasons, but the payout structure is one of them. I want this to get up into here before I short this. There's just not enough room here yet for me to take this immediately on the short. I think if S&Ps can pop up to 56, and then maybe we can get this price to pop up to right about that 62, right into here. 60 to 62. So if price can get up into 55 to 60, I will look to consider to possibly short this previous day low on the next touch through. I don't think the first touch it's ready to go, just based on these 30-minute candles. Fridays tend to be trend days, so I like them to be. So what is this? 32 is the low. So if we get to 32, we'll probably bounce off 32. So we'll bounce off 32 or 31.75, and then pop back up, and then we'll short it. But we'll see. If it flushes 32, then we're going to be down to 40.98 real quick. So I want to get a pop up back over here. See if Delta won't give that pop. I set up to 55-ish, 50, 55, and then I'll short the previous day low here through the low. Just based on the heaviness of the price action. I feel like today is more of a continuation push to the downside. Maybe we make a new lower low before we decide to take the long. So I would like the longs back through the overnight low, but I would like price to get to the overnight low. So if I could make that trade there between previous day low to overnight low, that'd be great. I don't know if we're going to be able to get up over this, though. That's the question. That's the entry I want. I need it to set up on me. I need to get up. It needs to get up to here, 50, 55. There we go. We're pushing back up. Delta is pushing, but not, not crazy. Yeah. Do I get through here? What's Delta going to do here? Delta is pushing up a little bit. I think we can get up to 50, 55. Then we can get short through here. That would be the goal there if I could get this now. So we're back into that area that I was interested in for it to retest. And I would like to see if it's going to fail. Normally I like this. Thank you, Joe. Pleasure seeing you. I'll see you guys next week when you do come by. And now we have a full good week of trading instead of broken up holiday week and computer issues and overtime and lightning. We have a nice full week next week, so we should be in ready to go shape here for this opportunity to make some good money. So let's see, we can get this to rotate down. First area is that 31 that I might look to cover one off at 31, but I'll look to see how price is acting before when we get there. So I am going to go short here probably. Let's give the alert. Oh, I hate when I do that. There we go. We're short. If I was early, potentially, but we'll see. Short 2. I want to buy 1 down here at 32. I'm trying to let it give its dance around here, but I'd like it to go quicker than this if it's going to go. I should probably give it up over that level, but I'm going to take my stop out at 300. This is the make or break point here. Seems like a bid wants to get caught here. You can see this. There it goes. I'm going to get stopped out on this. But you can see Delta acting in my favor here. Now it's starting to pop and push. So we are stopped out on it. And there it goes. I'll sell 2 more. Oh, I missed it. Oh, great. Yeah, so I got stopped out by a wick, and there it's going my direction now. You can see that. Really nice. Get wicked out. Now the sell is on. Oh, yeah. I got ticked out by a wick. Really, really great. That's awesome. You look at that move, baby. I mean, to a T. I wanted to re-enter too, but I missed it. So I'm not going to chase it now. Let's see what happens. Just sucks to suck, right? Sometimes. My God. Should never be out on that. Should definitely have been risking over this wick. Just wanted to just leave it alone. I mean, that really right there, that passes this account and basically puts me up right around what I needed to. But this is just not. That's unfortunate, right? When you have everything set up exactly how you want it, gets up into the area you want it, and then you're just a little too tight with your stop, you get stopped out. Yeah, it's a good trade though. That's a really, really good trade. Really, just well talked about, well executed, except for the fact that I got wicked out. So that's frustrating. If we come back to 31, maybe I'll look to short about above 31 and come back down. Oh, yeah. So from 40, I was short from 40. Where was I short? Oh, yeah. Why is it not showing here? This is ridiculous. Why is it not refreshing? We were short from 43. So from 43, I would have had 245 off. And then another, so right about 1,000. So that's the kind of move you're looking for right there. Very, very nice. Very good. Hopefully somebody was able to manage their risk a little bit better than me, and they make money on that call there, because that's exactly what should have happened at that level at that time. So good for anybody who caught it. S&P's is at a key level of support here. Back over 31, up into previous day lows. Maybe we'll look to catch the short again because of just following this continuation, following this trend. However, it could still bounce and give us all the way back up into that 588. So we're just going to be cautious as well because of this. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Because of this, you could see here on this chart, we came into this consolidated area. We just wicked that bottom now. We haven't made new lows. We're actually at a higher low now. So if we rotate back over 32, back up into here, 588 could come into play. And then the top end of this trend line again. But if we continue downside, like I said, I think down quite lower we can go. Wow, that sucked. Okay, internet's kind of funky right now, so just be mindful. So if you were here and you did hear that short call, hopefully you were able to capitalize on it, take off the contracts where you could, trail it out to the bottom end of that range, and then see what happens from here. Like I said, I think we just could have just grabbed some liquidity down here below 32 to rotate us back up. First stop 67, next stop 88. But if we continue downside, because it is Friday and Friday is like the trend, then potentially we get back up over this area, make a lower high here, and we have our short again. Down below 32, risking to, no, I need to get up higher. But you can see this is kind of forming here. Kind of just crack through it. Look at. I wanted to get back up into the previous day low, maybe retest it one more time, and then we could possibly look to catch our short again. Not chasing it or anything like that, but I think that that's still the move here today. If we get back and accept over the 32 and then up into 44, if we accept over this, then potentially we're rotating back up, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Delta not popping, so price could look to go downside some more here. So let's see. Let's see if we can get one more pop-up. One more little pop-up. Give me a delta divergence. Hold there. I want to wick these highs. However, it looks like it wants to start to get heavy. So let's see. I want to do this. Can we get up over the previous day low? If we can do it, I'll take my short again. Do the same sort of attached targets. Limit by 1. Get back up into that area. If we make a lower high, I am going to take the short. Delta is pushing up a little bit, but I like my idea again here for the retest short. So we'll give it a shot here. We'll take that there. We'll take that there. I'll take my first one off there at 32. Let's see if we can get down through this 30. And I'll leave the stop there for now. I want to see if I can get that off. I don't want to get wicked out again. I want to see if I can get this one off, this first one off, get ourselves pretty much back to even, and then see if we can get the flush down to the lows, to the overnight lows. Come on, get short, get heavy from this level. Starting to get heavy on the delta. Based on the Friday trend continuation type day, cracking and breaking through previous day level. I think the retest acceptance should give us at least a flush, hopefully down to that 32 to get us with that first contract off. The trade worked the first time. We'll see if it works the second time. We look like we're approaching it. We got that first one off. Great. We're going to mitigate our risk on it and see how much lower we can go. I want to get this down through previous day lows. I can only make $1,500 on this account, so we'll see where it goes. Up 435 on this short here. I'm going to let this thing dance a bit, get over the 32 mark, because really it shouldn't come back over 32 now after we flushed it. If it does, then it probably pops, and I'll take that money and run, right? Let this thing dance a bit, dance a bit. Could flush, could pop from this 24, 20 level. So I am going to hold it over the 32s. If we get down and hold and start to approach this 12 level, then I'm going to mitigate down to 20. So above here, actually now I'm going to go candle to candle, fast move, fast trails. Let's do it. I got food, I got coffee. This is a good way to start and end the week here. We got water. Thank you, Max. High five.
This is all your stuff, dude.
This is all my stuff, dude. Thank you.
Napkin, food, plate, and
This is our color changing mug here. We are on the short. We're going to see if we can get more downside or if this is going to pop off the 20s. It usually likes to pop off 20s. So I am going to be cautious on it, but let's just continue to just take profits as we can. And if it's going to pop us out, it's going to pop us out. It's okay. It's pretty heavy. So the only thing is here, S&P's is trying to bounce. If S&P's bounces, then we do get a pop in the NQ. Alrighty, so S&P's is starting to break down. So hopefully NQ can break through 20 and continue to flush. Let's go. Let's fucking crush Friday here. Come on now. I mean, we really should have never took the drawdown, and this should have been just fine taking it a second time, and probably would have been off on our profit target for the day on this, but it's all right. We'll take it. I want the 20s to crack. Need the 20s to crack and go. NVIDIA starting to push downside a little bit. Nothing crazy, though. Kind of just lingering around. We're just lingering too much at this level where I don't like it to make it too much. There we go. Now we're flushing. There we go. Big flush. Good Delta candle. Hopefully Delta continues to work in our favor. We're going to go down to 23s now, the bottom end of that purple zone. So if we do not flush this low here and we catch a sharp snapback, we do secure some of that. But if we do continue to flush this low, then we are going to be in Charlie. The short was definitely the play. I know you could see playing both sides, but let's continue to flush this thing down. If we can get this all the way to our lows, we'll be very, very happy today. Let's get through that overnight low. Overnight low would be nice. I'm going to trail this down to the breakdown point there at 512. So that short was beautiful the first time. I had to have the balls to take it the second time, and we did. So I'm proud of that. At least we have that that call. So let's see if we can get this all the way down to these lows. I want to get through the overnight low. If we bounce off the overnight low, that's when we start to look for longs. But right now, like I said, I think we have down to 439, really, if you're going to hold longer term. Can I hold this longer? Can I be strong and hold this longer? 610, I'm going to leave that there. I didn't want to get wicked out at 500 on a bounce at 500. So if we crack 500 and go, then I'm going to look to get my stop down to 5. But if we bounce off this and just rip, then I'll be out at 13s. Yeah, it's hard to not want to take the profit here, but we do have really heavy flushing on a continuation type day on Fridays. Fridays tend to be trend days, so kind of let it work to our advantage here. There's that overnight low. So a beautiful short here. Now I want to let it go a little bit more here. Let it go. Let it go. Break through this overnight low. Come on now. It's fighting it. I'm willing to give back up into here, but I don't want to give back much more than that. I want that overnight low to flush so we can get our full profit target off on the day. There we go. Good short. Very, very nice. Let's see how far down we can get this to go. Honestly, I can't make more than 1,500 on this account, so it's okay. So really 1,600 is the profit target. I have to go to the overnight low here. I can't not trail it to that spot because that's the profit target, right? So now everything else on top of here is gravy. Everything here is gravy. We talked through exactly why we wanted to take this trade. We took it. We are absolutely crushing it here. I think you could trail it out better than this, but I'm willing to take my target and then walk away, right? So that is a beautiful short. I'll take it. We are very, very happy with that. I am just shy of 500. So my profit target for my daily profit target is 1,500 because in the, I think this is still, there's a chance, but I like to play bounces off of the overnight lows. So that's where I'm willing to get out. So I'm cool with that, giving back a couple, points there. So if we get a nice bounce from here, it's because our strategy works out really, really well. But absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, brother. If you like that trade there, hit the like button on the YouTube, on the Tradecaster. I don't know. There's stars or something later on. Add a nice star. We've been talking through these levels all week, giving you really, really good. I mean, since the stream has been on, we've been just giving you level to level to level. I haven't been executing perfectly, but I'm improving every day based on, just getting myself back into a good rhythm. I was really happy that since I was so frustrated at myself on this for putting the improper stop and then getting stopped out and then it rolling and doing exactly what I wanted it to do, to come back, take the retest, clear my mind, take a really good next good trade. That is something that I want to just kind of not congratulate myself on, but I want to just note it because this is technically my trading journal, right? This is what I use to kind of review everything. I think down the 439 is still realistic. So if you are in short and you are holding and you're longer term, or if you have more size on, maybe take off one more contract at the overnight low and let your runner breathe all the way up to the entry point down to that 439.50. 439.50, I'd say right there is probably a really good idea for a bounce play. I can't show you on that chart. I'll show you on this chart why. So on this chart here, the reason I have that target, right? You have this here. This is when we had CPI on the 15th. CPI breakout point, high of that consolidation. That is 439.50. And then prior to that, that was actually a key level in the past as well. So be cautious of that level. If that level goes, then even all the way down to 18,172 is the bottom end of that whole whippy action prior, that whole week. So if price wants to go, it could. It really, really could. And I mean, I think this gets canceled out if we are going to be short and continuing on. But I would be mindful for bounces at 39 and bounces at 59. So 39 and 59 are the two levels. So that purple zone could be your ultimate target for the day if it's going to be just a straight down trend day on a Friday. Yeah, Carlos, Delta was flat before the fall. However, so I'll show you on this chart over here. For us to get into this position, right, my initial idea was that we come down here based on the heaviness of the market. There was a few confirming factors, right, for this short. Opening range is up here, so we're well below our opening range, right? We failed to break out. We made a failed breakout. We got a number that kind of started to drive us downside. So the number drove us downside right here, right? So we started to push our way down into this red line here, which is the previous day low. Once Friday starts to get a direction, Friday likes to keep its direction. That seems to be the theme of the year. So Fridays are continuation trend days, depending on which day they go. So today it seems short, right? So it's short. We ran our head up right against that resistance overhead. Longer term, oh, that's gross. Sorry. I'll show it to you over there. So this actually ran right up into a short area, like an overhead resistance on that downtrend. Pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. I say with this heaviness, with the delta on this first push, I said I wanted to come down, pop back up into the 50s, 50, 55, and I wanted to short this through the low. I did. I got stopped out here because I'm an idiot and didn't put my stop in the right location. We got the really nice flush on a really good heavy delta. You got a bounce, came right back to the breakdown point. When we got to this level right here, you got that bigger delta. Price popped its head up over here, failed it immediately. Then as soon as you got that little bit of a rising wedge. Delta started to roll over. Then you started to get price to actually start to follow through. And then just based on price level, supply and demand, that's where you get your target areas, right? So basically the delta did turn around at the same time, made a lower high, same as that, lower high, lower high. So it's not necessarily a divergence, but it did work in your favor to get us to say, okay, sellers are starting to pour in. And then when you get a candle like this is where you start to see either slowing or, right? So price tried to pop. It popped here. You got a delta pop. So aggressive buyers were trying to step in here. This seller came in. It wasn't as aggressive. So this buyer is now coming in a little bit more aggressive than this seller was. So I would be mindful. This could be a bounce location or an area where it's really, really trying to decide on what it wants to do. So if it does bounce from here, watch that value area low. Value area low is at 510. So that's that breakdown point. If this delta, but delta's starting to get heavy again, so price could flush. Beautiful. Very, very nice. If you like this stream, share it with your friends, share it with your family. Like it on YouTube. Go over to TradeCast or create an account. Let Deck know that I'm worth keeping around for the long term. All I try to do is provide good value. I don't try to provide signals. I just try to give you what is a good probability trade at the times when we're at each location, when to stay in at a trade, when to stay out of a trade. And I just give you information that you can use to your advantage either one way or the other. And that's my goal with this stream, especially on a day like today, on a Friday. I've had a up and down month of May. I really had to focus back in and do what's correct. Start trading my levels. Start trading not just to get funded, but to trade the process. So that's really kind of what I'm back into the mindset of instead of just YOLOing and oversizing. Like the other day, I oversized and I should have actually been in, and I got whipped out, bottom ticked, and instead of taking my normal losses, I took an oversized loss. So here, size down, didn't over trade it, didn't oversize it, didn't overmanage. I mean, I overmanaged it a little bit. I could have took a $500 loss instead. However, since I took that paper cut, I was able to come in and have the bullets in the gun to take another shot at this short and still leave myself one more chance at another trade if that failed, right? So just proper risk management and using my levels to my advantage is what kind of gives me that good hope of, just long-term success doing this. We are here on Top Step, up 1,078 on nice. Technically should have been one good trade, but it's two trades, two pretty really good price reactions. The first one we were just a little too tight, obviously on the stop, and then the second one, even if I moved my stop just over those bodies, would I have been wicked out? I was gonna move it to right here, and I wouldn't have got stopped. I was thinking it the whole time. I was like, as we were approaching, I was like, I think that these wicks will hold, but I definitely feel like these bodies will hold, and that, oh well. So there's that flush of that overnight low. Down to, where are we going to go? 39.50. Let's see if 39.50 gets tagged. We just bounced off of 38. What's the low right now? 40.25. 39.50 will get touched. So my targets are absolute money targets right here. I think that this could be a reactive bounce location though. So 39.50 just got pit. 34, 35. And then if this goes, like I said, that's that CPI high all the way down to 400. 400 could be that level of a bounce, but 359 is that ultimate downside. So that purple zone below is really where we're at. I had to take that off there. You can't not trail it down to that overnight low. Based on my normal strategy, this is a good area for price to fail a breakout, rotate the other direction. I'm okay with taking off that trade. I mean, I was down 3 to go up 1,000. That was a $1,300 trade. Don't care too much about the rest of this. Just be mindful of how it played out, why it played out the way it did, and then how you could have caught more of this is if I had 3 contracts let's say if I had 3 contracts on the open, on the short, I mean, technically if I had 3 on, I probably wouldn't be able to manage this any further because I would have hit my daily profit target. But if I wanted to maximize this, let's call it in a funded account or in my personal account, or trying to maximize a gain here, right? You take your short here of 3, you took one off at, call it 32 because that's the area that you were interested in, took one off there, took the second off at the overnight low, and leave that stop at this point now that you've come all the way down to the overnight low. If you've broken and then gotten to that next target, you probably have to start trailing that last one candle by candle, or even if you're looking for that 39, put it at 39 and then just let it go. So you could have been stopped out there at 39 for the full move per contract. I entered here per contract down to that level. You can see it's a high volume node, super high volume node there. Per single contract on that short is $2,335. So that's a really nice per contract. Basically, you took 3, right? You took 3 from here. I took the first one off at 32. That's $275. You take the second one off at the overnight low, which was, I just want to make sure. That for what was that level? Sorry, the 485. So if we took that first one down to 485, right to the top of this box, that's 1100. So you're up 1400 on that after taking off 2, and then you have 1 runner on, and the 1 runner is up 2,000. So you're up, if you took 3 contracts and you're trailing this out, and you trailed, say, down to the breakdown point here, you've secured at least, that's 1,700. You already took off 1,000 and 1,300. So you're really looking at, you've basically secured $3,000 and then have a runner on the rest of the way. So that's how you maximize that. It's with multiple contracts. That's per contract basis. Don't say that, don't coulda, woulda, shoulda this. I'm just saying, how could you have maximized this to the downside? And that's how you could. Maximizing short trades. I'm short biased, but at the same time, I think this is just a really nice little move there. Accounts. So you can see I copy traded this across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts. If this was 5 fundeds, that's $5,000 on today. So I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, dude. So we got those accounts there. Up there, trade, orders, positions, tilt. There we go. That was very good. So if I'm going to look to take any more trades, it's going to be on the other account here. But I don't have any levels in this area. So like I said, 39s is important to me. I need to see something else happen down here. You can see look at that huge volume node. Look at all that volume that I executed here at 420. What is this? 427. Lots of volume executed right there. How many contracts? 948. So it ripped right through it. Now it's bouncing from that level. You can see it's very reactive level. Is there 1,000 orders already executed? 962. You can see the price is changing, 963. So we're flushing right through. It wants to execute here. This is trying to become the point of control. That's what it's trying to do. I like that for a strong push bounce from that 34s. I don't hate that, but like I said, the Friday is a day that continues on, so I don't like necessarily to do that. But the bounce play from that volume is really kind of interesting. Now the delta is pushing in that direction. NVIDIA catching a little bit of a bounce. If we could flush this low and pop back up over this. Nope. I think that purple zone gets tagged. I think it really does. I think we have room down to that 60, 59, 60 level. Like I said, once 39 cracks, 400 even is definitely important because that was that pre-CPI breakout point. But if you flush 400, 59, this is a really, really strong selling, strong selling off that trend line. I'm going to show you on this chart again because I do like this chart as a good indication of why we were short biased coming into today. The whole week we've been selling. The whole week, right? Starting out here, we started selling, came back into this trend line, sell. We get a deeper pullback, nice little flush of this low here, down into these lows, consolidated, flushed it, gave a nice little indication that you're going to give a little bit of a bottom here, right? A sweep of this low on a key level at 498,500, pop right back up to that trend line pre-market today. And what do you know? Right at that trend line is where we failed. So we failed that key 32 level. I mentioned if we do start to fail this, we're going to start to rotate back down. And then if we're going to start to make lower lows, the first target's going to be that 39 level and then possibly 359. I don't know if we have enough juice to get below 359. And also, even right now, a 400 level is a pretty important level because if we're looking left, this is 400 right here. So that's where CPI came in at that level, right? 400, we were sitting on there. CPI came in better than expected, ripped up. PCE today just came in at a better than expected number as well. So potentially now that we've rolled over, cleaned up some of this, I do think possibly this 359 is that purple zone. We do like as a flush of 400. That could be the ultimate low today. I don't know how we can go much deeper than that. If we do go deeper than that, then 220, 277, 300 is probably it. So that's about as far as I think we got today. I don't see any reason why we would go any deeper. 400 just gave up. So 400 giving up, but wicking. So watch that. Be mindful of that. We're sitting here up $1,000 on the day after taking a wick out on our first attempt at a short. We would have been up 1,000 on that one and up another 1,000 on this actual good trade here. Could have possibly even, instead of taking one off on this secondary trade, we could have trailed it out. We couldn't get more than 1,500 on the day because that is my personal daily profit target. It would lock me out on that automatically. With the combines, that's what I'm doing right now with these. I'm trying to maximize my funding across accounts for June. Once I burn that XFA early this month, I set a new goal. Instead of hopping into all of my XFAs right at once, I'm going to earn as many as I can and then start to leverage the copiers and start to leverage my payouts. And I'm going to really show you guys how to do that over the longer term. And I think the second half of this year, starting in June, we're going to make a really nice turnaround for everybody. So hopefully some of this helps you out. NVIDIA has an area of support coming in here at 1,085. That's the pre-market low from yesterday for the most part, and then a few days ago. And then that was the gap pullback. I'd say 360 gets tagged. I didn't run the sirens on that second trade, I don't think. Did I? Did I run the sirens on the second trade? I ran it on the first, and then I was just so annoyed at the second one that I didn't bother running the sirens, but that was the right trade. Just kind of going back and looking at it on my review there. If you go back to what time? It says minus 25.48. That's when we got into this short. Minus 26. So if you scroll back, if you wanted to look and see how I was talking through how I wanted to enter this short here on this breakdown retest after getting wicked out, unfortunately, here. That's really kind of where we came down. And I'm very happy to be able to come back and still execute according to the plan. I did mention that if this overnight low goes, then that 39 would get hit. 39 was the breakdown retest, and then we now are going down to the 59.75 level. So 59.75, this purple area, you should be safe to hold closer to that target. I don't see any other reasons. The only other spot that might, if it doesn't get to there, if it bounces, then potentially just shy of that at 63 up into 72. So 72. So this is 75. So if we flush this low one more time here, should break 72, should get you down to 59. If it gets to 72 and bounces, that's the top end. But I think this is really good. Really, really, really nice short from that top. I mean, honestly, I really like that short all the way up here. Overnight high, I like that there. We are green. We're up $1,000 on the day deck. We took two pretty decent shorts here. Hopefully everybody in your room is doing fantastic. Jofi left. Jofi made some money today. Carlos, I don't know who else making some money in here for us. Yeah, that's that right there. Right down to 66. So we're in that area where the bounce could come in. I think that's it right there. Attaboy. I love it, Ray. Love it, Ray. NVIDIA's on the bounce, a location here. If it does give up this low, NVIDIA, I think it could crack down to 1,070, but I think it does have I mean, it's NVIDIA, so there's a pretty good chance that it just holds this level, rotates up, which could help this be the bottom end of where the NQ stops to bleed. I'm not calling the bottom here, but also if you look at the delta, you're starting to get a divergence here as well. So delta made strong push lower and then popped up, didn't quite make new lows. So we're starting to get the turn. Aggressive buyers are coming in more so than the sellers. So I think this 59 level is probably the end of the bleeding for now. I don't say that it's the bottom. I think we do still have every opportunity to continue to go lower, but like I said, the delta is telling a story here where we could rotate us from this 59. You do have this one standard deviation of VWAP. You get back above that standard deviation. I'm not saying there's going to be a full retracement. It could happen, but at the same time, this is a good area to be looking to just, if you took that run from the top, maybe start to trail super tight and get yourself as much of this profit as you can. If it continues to flush, then so be it, but you got to learn to manage those positions the longer term. I mean, you're not a swing trader, especially if you're in these funded accounts. You're purely a day trader. You can't hold overnight. So this is how much I believe in that. I'm going to give you a buy market here and see what happens with that. Watching the delta, see if it'll get back up over that. They don't like that candle though for that long, but let's see if we can get back to the top of it. 405, this volume node here, lots of volume, lots of orders got executed there at 404. Then 427, right, with that first one that I was mentioning. I took this purely based on the delta divergence. key level. This is a different account. This is not the Top Step account. The Top Step accounts, what we're going to do is we're going to lock ourselves out of them. Yes, lock me out. I'll take $1,000 this Friday and be done. We can no longer take any trades on these accounts. We manually locked ourselves out. So Top Step allows you the opportunity to lock yourself out and no longer trade this account. So you don't feel that pressure, that FOMO, that oh man, I can go back to my account and trade. You don't need to do that. You make your profit target for the day, take your money, go for a walk, right? For me, I'm on stream. I'm kind of working some other accounts, working some other opportunities here. So I'm looking to see, maybe what else I could get over here on that Apex account. But really, I'm just trying to show you that delta divergence really does tell you a different story, right? You can see the bounce from that 59 area. You can see that that's a really, really good area to have stopped your selling. If it continues to sell from here, great. That's good. You could still maximize your profits, but learn to trail that. There is a huge huge bit of volume that came in here at 405. So I think 405 at least gets retested. So if 405 gets retested, maybe we take one off here because of that volume. I'll put that order right there just so we can take one off just based on that volume node being a magnet. I'm going to watch it here on Top Step because I like to watch the tilt. It's a little heavy tilty more heavy tilty than I like, but I do like this as NVIDIA does catch that bounce from that low. So you can see NVIDIA catching the bounce from the low right off that level that I was mentioning. Could it run into this resistance here and then sell off? It absolutely could, and that'll action here, I think. Okay, we are reconnected. Hopefully everything's back to normal. Hopefully. Here we go. This to me was worth the risk of taking the shot at it. If it flushes this low, it's cool, but I think we still are okay in this as a bounce area. I don't think that you should be taking along here personally, but this is just what I'm looking at as far as this purple zone probably going to get tagged and then be a bounce. So we're going to get stopped on that. Delta still strong relatively to price. I want to see this, not flush. Distance is right now 1,000. NVIDIA getting heavy again. If S&P's cracks this low, then I'm probably just going to end up hammering out on this. But as long as S&P's holds this 25, NVIDIA looking like it wants to break down. So if NVIDIA breaks down, then this price is going to go. I'm going to get out of that if it gets down to there at 58. If this gives you a pop, I'll take another long there. Oh, I can't cost average on that, actually. If we crack that lower out, bounce off that purple box, see if it continues, see if that rotation happens or not. I would like I said, I would like to see that 400, 405 get retested just because that volume node is there. That volume node is going to act as a magnet. Those volume nodes is where price likes to stay for most of the day. So if this does give up here, it's going to give up and it's going to fail. And I don't want to be involved and give up more on that. So that's really what I'm trying to mitigate. If we get below this candle, I'll probably be out. This bottom end should hold. If not, then it's going to flush. Yeah, I stopped myself out there because I think this is going to get heavy through here now. You can see Delta starting to get heavier, price starting to fill up. I'm not going to look to take any more on that. No more heat on that one. That's fine with me. Still got plenty of drawdown left on this. Down a little bit. But we're good. I have locked myself out of these 5 accounts here. I don't know if it goes across them. Yeah. So up on all these accounts, even if some of them are up just a little bit, I drew them down a little, but now these are back over even by 100, back over by 600, and then this one is up 52,527. So we're just going to try our best to maximize our funding here. We're trying to go 5 XFAs, 5 Top Step XFAs. If you are interested in Top Step and getting yourselves into some of these funding accounts, I like Top Step the best. I think you're going to get the best bang for your buck out of Top Step. A lot of people like Apex, and I am doing an Apex combine here. Use that link right there, and then use this code 5 Express Funded Accounts, and that will get you 50K combines for $29. There's your 5 Express Fundeds. If you want to do that, go over there, click that link. If that'll get you over there, and then use the code 5 Express Funded Accounts. There you go. So I think this bounce does come in right here. That was a nice little sweep of that low. I'll go one more time at it. All right, that delta actually diverged up there. We got a delta fire on the top. So this is just heavy. There's no stopping this downside momentum. Happy Friday, everybody. Really good on us for the entries here. I was talking about the short. I was talking about the news release there at 9:45. I mean 8:45. So I said we got to be flat here. I didn't take any trades up until this point. We had no levels here. I traded on the Apex account. That doesn't count. This is just like I'm fucking around on that one, testing out certain things, trying to see what works, what doesn't work on that. I don't mind that because I really don't trust Apex to not be here tomorrow. Something about it. I like. I'll maximize your funding as much as you can. Take the money while it's there. See what happens. But something about it. I'm still working this one, seeing what happens. I want to maximize my Top Step funding. The 5 accounts. I want to start leveraging the trade copier with this. So my goal, let's say I pass this combine here next week, early next week. I'm going to just pass one and then continue to work to pass, a couple more, at least 2 more before I start trading in the XFAs again. Just to get myself back into a good rhythm. Passing multiple accounts in a row gets me that, all right, I'm back into a nice groove. I'm back into a point where I can start making good money in my funded accounts, because obviously so all of April we were on spot, on point. We could have even probably made a lot more money. We were just very standoffish, very cautious, and we took our hits when we got them, and we walked away. We made $4,000 in April, and then since then May has just we drew down that entire XFA after taking that withdrawal, and then once you took that withdrawal, you kind of got into a out of sync. We were still seeing the market really well. I was having really nice call outs as far as levels and all that, and I know a lot of people did make good money on our trade ideas and our levels, but at the same time we did not capitalize on it ourselves. Here I'm talking about me. So for me, I need to just focus back in, get myself as many funded accounts as possible, prove to myself that I'm back in that groove, back ready to go, and then start to earn that leveraging the copy or leveraging the money that I'm making there. So we are watching this, seeing if it's going to flush this purple box or not. I think we are 70% long, so possibly look to see if it's going to flush. NVIDIA did bounce off that 1085 and is accepting back closer to the opening pre-market range. We are starting to see larger size on the bid here on the time and sales. See what happens here at 71, 70s. As I said, as much as I say that, you could have tried to catch this little bit of a bounce here and then just took your money and ran. At the same time, I said this is just going to be the slowing here. Maybe start to take profits, maybe start to mitigate your trailing stop or something, but does not mean that a buy is in on this, right? I just said this is a good area for a buy, a good idea. I don't necessarily think it's going to, rip off of here and bounce all the way back to highs, but I think this is just a good area to be interested in with longer term levels. And based on, obviously, the way it's acting right now, you can see it's flattening out. But if we do crack this low, then the base is out and then down to that, that low down here. Yeah, sorry about the vacuum noise. The wife is vacuuming out in the hallway. Oh, yeah, let's see. $9.54. We got 6 minutes till the hourly close here. Watch what happens with this hourly close. That is a good indication of kind of maybe where this is going to go from here. If this 30-minute, this hourly candle closes below this 359 level, then maybe the continuation is on. If it's going to bounce and hold up into, like, that's, what did I say, 672? If it holds above 72, then maybe that, we start to see that bounce and that rotation back up to that 439. I don't know how much further we'll bounce. Maybe we don't bounce that far. But like I said, I think 400 probably gets hit if we hold above that 72 on the hourly close. And then 400, watch that. I'd say the rotation comes back up to that 439 and then see what happens from 439. Just, you got to start to understand the dynamics of the rotations of what price wants to do when it does it, where it's going. So we are getting that push up. We are still in this long. So that's nice. I'm going to leave that stop at the low. If we can get that one contract off at 404 at that volume node, that magnet up there. If not, like I said, I want to see if it'll hold over this on the 30-minute, the hourly. It's hard to not want to kind of trail this up a little bit, though, with that hourly candle coming into close. But I am going to just try and work on some of these longer holds, some of these better trade opportunity areas. I did mention the NVIDIA bounce is definitely going to help us out. If NVIDIA can continue to hold and accept into pre-market levels, then we should rotate NVIDIA back up to 1110. If this cracks this level, should just be a quick flush to our one contract there. So this is 2 contracts long from 75, currently sitting up 750 on 2 contracts, looking to get that first one off at just prior to that volume node. At 4, just over my entry, my limit order there is at 404 quarters. I do think if we get through that, it probably pops up to 425. But I'm willing to take one off there because there is a lot of interest at that area. So that's why I want to take one off there. 400, drawn right to it. We are 1 tick off from getting filled, 1 tick from fill. I am going to go to even on this because I can't really take that heat on it anymore. So there, we got 1 off. So now I got to change my stop here. Buy limit. Okay, so now it's just, let's see if it'll run through that level or not. If not, I'm going to get out below that, 33. So we're going to see how far we can go to the high side on this. I like up to VWAP. I'm going to see how far we can take this on the rest of the day. Just going to go trail this to this low here because I can't really give back much more than that on this Apex because Apex does intra position trailing drawdown stuff. Currently, we're sitting up 450. So basically, we made back on that take exactly what we lost. And now everything that we make on this, we're going to go ahead and take as profit for the day. So I'm going to let this go. See if that'll go through that level or not. And if it does pop off there, you want to watch these high volume nodes, right? That 427, 426.50. That could be that next area where price wants to just get drawn right to, right? So currently sitting up, floating in profit. I took off 1 contract on that for about whatever we're up right now, I took off. So about 500 off on that. 404. Yeah, I took 500 off on that first trade, and now that first contract. Now we're letting this one runner go and see if this runner will pop us back to that 427, and then 459, I should say, 439, then 498. 500 would be the ultimate. And that's stupid because I had a buy limit there, so I was gonna add a contract in. That was silly. All right, he's looking to get long there. So you know what? Are we going to manage this risk appropriately? Do we go low of the day here? What's that risk on that? Trying to properly mitigate here. Lose 220. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Let's see how long we can hold this. $10. We did hold that 72 level. I think, like I said, 400 should be our key line in the sand. If we can get back over 400, 427 is a magnet. 439 is that breakdown point right there. Okay, if this now can crack back up over 400 after retesting our entry point, then potentially we could look to see if we can get our stop back over there with the rest of our position. Still higher lows in Delta. The only nerve-wracking thing is this lower band of VWAP could be another area for a bounce point, so that could flush the low to rotate us back higher again. I did say 59s. I was talking about the 59 level being very, very interesting for us. And what do you know? That's where we got right to 55. There you go. That's the level there. Delta's trying to push up. Maybe I'll start working a position here. Maybe I'll work. I took one off. Maybe I'll add another one as we go back up. You know, this is what I'm talk about with a new strategy development in a combine environment, in an area where I'm looking to kind of like, all right, let's see if we can work on some strategies here, work on some things, try and get ourselves back into a good, rhythm on our actual combines, right? This is what I'm looking to get maximized funding on. But here I'm looking to work on some stuff, work on some order flow, work on what I'm trying to do. So, if we flush this, what are we going to do here? Risk that. I want to see if we can pop back up. We'll add a contract through there. That 59 level could be the bounce. Heavy Delta just came in though. Heavier Delta. That's the bounce point again. Will it bounce from here? It looks like it wants to. It looks like it's trying to hold, but the Russell's starting to get heavy. Delta is starting to get heavier, more aggressive sellers. So I think we should just hammer out of this and then let it go, right? So this was our normal strategy right there, right? Take one off, take that to break even and go. That was the right play. Obviously, you see Delta getting pretty heavy here, trying to crack through that low. There's the crack of that low. So now we're going to rotate back again. Let's see if it'll rotate. If not, if it holds and it cracks this, then we're going to get out. Just continue to work that position. If it cracks that low, I'm out. So that huge volume node there, right? Price was magnetized to it and then sold right off of it. If you could break it, then you're going to get magnetized to this next one, that 427. See what happens from there. But we'll be willing to take off another contract there if it goes there. But like I said, I think this downside here, this lower band of VWAP may want to draw us to that. Heavier Delta. If it cracks the low, then we're out. So it's going to crack the low here probably. we were one tick away from getting stopped there. Maybe that stop was a good location at the low. If it does go through the high, I'm going to add a second, and then I'm going to take the one off again at that same location. This is all just a practice count here. I mean, it's a combine, but my apex I treat a little bit more aggressive. I treat it a little bit different. Really just not too worried about it. The other accounts, like I said, we're up $1,000 on that. This is a really nice liquidating zone here. Looks like it wants to get heavy now. There we go. Heaviness still in. As I mentioned, Fridays tend to get directional and just stay directional. There tends to not be a lot of other end going. So this is going to stop us probably here. If it doesn't, then I'll be really surprised with that delta starting to be heavy, starting to be red, starting to get more aggressive sellers to come in. There you go. You're stopped out on that. So going to hold off on this. See what happens. I'm leaving that account open so I can trade it. But this is, to me, just like I said, a good area to not be doing a lot of stuff. Sorry, I got orders to send. Heaviness continues. Do we get down to 277? $305 to 277 is an interesting lower end. That's interesting to me. That's crazy. Crazy sell-off. That's why I have that other account to just kind of work on those things. Realistically, I'm done for the day as far as my other accounts are concerned. So this was the right trade here. I took that one. Took one off pretty much to the tick on the high side. Front ran that volume node. Then I kind of got myself tricked into... I'm listening to Top Step, and they were trying to take long. So I said, screw it. Let me hold it, kind of add it to my confidence, and then try to work a position around this area. And that's, just... I hate listening to other people as far as some of my stuff is concerned, because when it happens, I would be out even, then look at another one, try and do it again. I wouldn't hate it. NVIDIA trying to hold up, but I don't think so. Back above this breakdown candle gives you probably that next rotation up, but this seems like base out, get some longs involved, push them down, and then just run their stops. 301 quarters to the downside. So hopefully you have a good Friday going right now. If you were short from the high, you'd be sitting up beautifully. We were talking about the short. I took this short here. So if we want to know what I took today, I took this short right here. I stopped out right there to the very top tick. So I got stopped on that. Would have rolled perfectly in my favor. We broke down. We retested. It gave me the next opportunity. I was not going to miss that opportunity. I was risking to the high there. Took it, and we rotated it right down to overnight lows, which is the top end of that box. Got stopped out right there. So we took off just over 1,000 on that one and 1,200 on this one. So we are just over 1,300 on that trade. So overall, very good execution on that. And now we're kind of just messing around with these levels, but I said the ultimate target downside was going to be this 59 level. So right now we are at that 59, very interesting point that I like. So, I'm not worried about. Why is it not going? There we go. Continue to work this. I'm just trying to work it just to see what happens. Really nice delta pop there. Then a failure. There's that flush pop. You see the price action speed up right to that 50 level, and now it's pushing back to the high side. See if this delta plays along with us. That was a nice short opportunity right there. Yes, I'm not messing with that long. Overall, very pleased with the last few days. I mean, yesterday I didn't do anything because I was sleeping. Well, not sleeping. I was home. They worked an overnight, came back. We did a quick little nap, and then we did a kindergarten graduation. That's what we did. Couldn't think of the name of what grade he's in, but yeah, kindergarten graduation. And then after that, came back, another little quick power nap, a couple minutes, and then went to work again. So yesterday was just a long day, couple naps, and no streams, no trades. Could have been passed by today, but hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? We're just working on everything that we can possibly do here to try and make ourselves better, provide you good content, good levels, right? If we do hold this, I do think that 277 does come in. Like this purple area here is not out of the realm of possibility the way the heaviness is, right? But at the same time, it's just starting to slow down in volume. Delta is flattened now. You can see delta is flat between this area. Price has been creeping down. You got a pop. You got a little bit of a pop in delta, push down, but you could see at the moment this has been selling off, but delta started to give you that sideways movement. If delta now starts to break down and get heavy again, then price will continue that way. If delta decides that it's going to pop, you do see that sell off, flatten out, sell off, flatten out. If delta now cracks this low and rotates, then you'll watch price do the same thing. I want to thank everybody for coming by on a day-to-day basis, even the days that I wasn't able to be on here. I know people were asking why I wasn't on, and Monday we were a holiday. We had to rebuild this computer from scratch. Basically, we really had to troubleshoot what the hell happened. Figured it out, and then got ourselves back streaming. Then we did overtime the next day, so we didn't get back on Thursday. So we only had a couple days of stream this week: Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Next week is the first week of June, first week of technical, I guess you'd consider it, summer months trading. June 3rd to June 7th. I'm pretty sure I have no trainings that week. I should be here the entire week streaming Monday through Friday. The month of June is going to be a little bit tricky with streaming. I do have family coming into town. Basically from the 18th to the 25th. So I will definitely be streaming that Monday. I don't know about Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that week. So just be mindful of that. I will post it in my Instagram. I'll post it in here. I'll post a new, header or something that'll let you know when I'm going to get here, when I'm not, right? So is it worth taking one more chance? Why not? if you are interested in doing combines, if you're interested in getting anything like I'm doing here, these funded accounts, getting 5 combines, copy trading them, working that leverage that you want to work, click the link in the chat. It is the Top Step Trader link there. That's to show that I sent you there or whatever. Realistically, all I'm trying to do with any of the links that I send in here is to show them that I can send people their way, so that when I do start my funding fund with the Day Trading Coffee Co., that I can show to them that I can send people their way. I can do this, and the partnerships can expand, and I can provide accounts to you guys on my dime, right? On the coffee company's dime, right? I want to be able to get you guys into accounts. Like I've said, I've partnered with Lightspeed, and Lightspeed has been a great partner so far. They're super into the idea of the funding fund and us trying to send people their way. So if you do want to trade on a brokerage, Lightspeed broker is the one I recommend, absolutely, for sure. If you go over to our website and click on Lightspeed, you could do that, or you could click, I'll send the link in here, but currently Lightspeed is offering our customers, Day Trading Coffee Co. Company, Day Trading Coffee Co. Coffee Company's website, our affiliate here. We're offering 3 months free of Lightspeed, 30 cents per option, 2 cents, less than 2 cents, 0.2 cents a share equity per share, and $2.99 per share. This is one of the better brokers out there. I used them when I traded professionally with T3, so that was my brokerage. I really enjoyed all their functionality, their support, everything about it. Great locates. If you click this link, go to use the code COFFEE, and if you use the code COFFEE, it will allow you to open the account with this set of commission fees, and then also at the same time, normally they expect you to start an account with 10K at least. They'll let us start with 5K in here, so use that code COFFEE. If you don't plan on doing it now, do me a favor, still click the link. Shows that I can get people to come through, click through, and it'll allow me to continue that partnership with them. And when I do end up doing the funding fund, which I plan on doing as the coffee company breaks into profitability, I want to donate cash accounts to well-deserving underfunded traders and not become a funding, but just use it as a give back to our loyal customer base. So that's what I'm trying to do with that. So if you are interested in that at all, make sure you stay in touch with us. Head over to Day Trading Coffee Co.'s website. Head over to that link that I sent there, the Lightspeed link. That'll just give you all the information about Lightspeed and the brokerage and what our partnership is about. So don't be shy. Click the links. It doesn't hurt to click it. Find out more information. You don't have to sign up, but if you do, it would be great. I mean, I think it benefits you for sure because they are a great brokerage. Absolutely. Oops, I clicked out of my lobby. Sorry. Well, if anybody's got any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. We are still here. Going to stream till 11 today. As always, 8:30 till 11 Central. As many days of the week as I can possibly pull off. I try to be on here every single day, but obviously with a day job, with a business, with kids, with other things going on, it's hard to do that every single day. But any practicable day, I will be doing it. I do want to provide the value as much as I possibly can. So that's what I'm here for. If you have any questions, let me know. Hit me up on any sort of trade ideas, P&Ls, weekly P&Ls. Let me know what you got going on. I want to stay around. I want to provide the value that you want to have. But if I don't get much feedback, I'm just going to keep rambling on about nonsense until this day is done. Because pretty much, like I said, I locked myself out here. Daily profit goal is 1,500. But for me, realistically, I'm pretty much done with this price action. We got the move that we wanted to get. We caught as much of it as we possibly could. I mean, we definitely could have maximized this a little bit more. My normal strategy is playing divergences around overnight lows or key levels, right? So I played that previous day low. That's also part of the strategy. It's just less less times that this one plays out. And this is the way it played out for today, Friday, continuation day, trend day. All that worked for the breakdown. The whole target was from red line to yellow line. I did say that 39 was going to also be the ultimate bottom for me to look to trail out and be super, super tight on. Once we got a deep flush here, and my normal strategy being a failure of this low, I wanted to secure all the way down into here. So we ended up getting stopped out at that price point of the overnight low, and then you can see we continued down. But I'm not going to play the what if game here, right? It could have easily turned around at the overnight low and continued back high side based on the key levels. So for me, then once we got down into this 59, I did say if we break this 39, 59, 60-ish level is probably going to be where it slows down and you can start to secure your targets and whatnot. So this is quite a good move. If you caught it, great trade. Very, very nice. NVIDIA is curling back up again. See one more time at 1100 if it wants to break out and then start to curl this NASDAQ up with it. But right now it's still just lingering. It's Friday. Microsoft crushed right through that 412. I did mention that 412 is probably going to get tagged here. I said that early. So I apologize to anybody in TradeCaster who was on there. I had the old link early in the stream, but if you go back to the beginning of the stream, you'll be able to see what I was talking about with Microsoft. We were up here. I said we'd probably sell off into that 412, based on this downtrend, pullback, retrace right back into that major level. Now we're right at 406, which was our key level all year until that recent rally. So 406 back into play. It's a good area for a bounce as well. NVIDIA here, like you mentioned, bounced off that 1085, rotated right up, closed that gap again, and then now is trying to curl back down, really rejecting that pre-market level. So that 1100 mark is probably not gonna go. And then if it cracks through this, then you have that full gap rotation to come clean this up a bit. So I don't rule this out that another leg to the downside is in. And then if NVIDIA rolls that leg down to that next level, then NQ does get to 277 today. You can see that slow grind now down the rest of the day. Oh, did I switch to the sirens? I did not mean to do that. I apologize for the sirens running. There is no alert coming. Sometimes it just goes. But hey, the alert will be that I locked out for the day and I'm up $1,000, so we're good on that. That's a really nice short from that here. You can see that top end here. I was mentioning that we ran into it. Pre-market high, 7:30, 8 o'clock. 8:30, we kind of ticked up right to it. That 632 level. 632. I love that 632 level. I was talking about 632 as a short. I didn't take it because it wasn't quite at my overnight high, right? I was talking, if you go all the way back to the beginning of the stream, I mentioned what I was thinking about with that. I was talking about this here. When we opened, I was interested in the short after we faded and came back down into VWAP. I said, okay, 830, we're going to see what happens. I do like this 832 level as a short. And if you go back, I'm not bullshitting you. This is exactly what I was talking about here. This level right there. I said 832 is probably a good short point based on the longer term trend and then based on how we're going to start to react to it. And what do you know? Since then, we've just completely melted off. Nothing but selling since then. Every little bit of a pullback has been shorted all the way down, right? So just something to note. If you haven't had that 832 level on your chart, throw it up there. If you don't see why I have it, go find it. I think that's a good way to go about it. Go find it. If you guys want like education stuff or like stuff that I'm doing that you don't really understand or how I get certain levels or anything, bring that up to me so I could at least come and put that together for you and maybe do like quick little, YouTube videos or something, or throw them in here so you guys can see them. Or if you want me to do it midday, That's a long-term goal. I would really like to do stuff like that where I can build it out. I don't want to make anybody pay for anything. I just want to do it and want to give it to you. I want to be able to just continuously do everything you need to become profitable and just develop your own strategy around what I see in the markets, right? You hear people all the time, they talk about, oh, ICT this or smart money that, or it doesn't need a name. It just needs to be your own. It just needs to be something that you can connect to. I have no idea anything about what ICT strategies are. I know there's zones and gaps and wick tests, and I don't know. I don't use any of that. I just literally use supply and demand areas. I use overnight highs, lows, and previous day highs, lows, and then I use long-term key price action to kind of give me a good direction on what the price wants to do once it comes back to that area. Because all price wants to do is be executed and then find a new place that it could be executed and then find a new place that it could be executed, right? So if it thinks it's overpriced, it's going to go find some liquidity below. If it thinks we need to go higher, it still might try and find some liquidity down below. So kind of understanding the longer term macro environment to give yourself the opportunity to capitalize on a shorter term intraday basis is what I'm looking to do here for you guys. So if you are interested in any sort of videos, just let me know so I can start putting them together one at a time. I might start doing, so with the coffee company, I want to start doing education videos as well. I might do a daily segment on what I'm looking at with the NASDAQ, especially this summer since now the kids are off from school. I may come in early and just do a quick breakdown live on the Instagram to just give everybody a little bit of a quick breakdown of what I'm looking at for the day, the coffee breakdown of the day, which coffee I'm drinking, and just make it a whole segment. So if you're interested in that, make sure you go over to at Day Trading Coffee Co. on Instagram, and I'll probably start doing those lives come next week. I think that would be a cool little segment to do, just to kind of give you some of the levels, what I see on the overnight, what I see as far as news, macro, and then we'll come into the stream and we'll do it live on Tradecaster and on YouTube. So I think that's a pretty cool idea as far as I'm concerned. If you don't like it, it's okay. I don't care. I'm gonna still do it. If you do like it, or if you don't like it, if I like feedback. So if you want to give me feedback, I'm cool with it. Super low volume grinding price action that at some point could be a short squeeze, but it is Friday and it does love to grind on Fridays and continue to go in the direction that it was going. So, I don't think you're going to get many more moves left in the day. (10:28 a.m. here, Central Time. We are in the Houston, Texas area, as I mentioned. The storms here were wild this morning. I was kind of concerned that I was going to lose power, and I'm very happy I didn't because we were able to make that one good trade and, have a good conversation out here with some good traders. And I'm hoping that we definitely continue this on to Monday. Should be able to pass this account Monday, if not Monday, Tuesday, right? Early next week. That's the goal. Just limiting risk and then just securing little by little. You can see up on the top here, this is my combine right here. We're up 2005-27.60. We just needed just shy of 500 on this account in order to pass this first one. And as I mentioned, June's going to be a little dicey with some streaming, with some stuff. So my goal early in the month is to maximize as many funded accounts as possible, get myself back into a nice groove trading, right? April was a fantastic month. We did really, really well. May has been subpar, to say the least. We are seeing the levels really well. I've made some really good call outs. I just haven't capitalized on it for myself, right? So we are going to look to get back into the rhythm I'm going to get this first funded account. Then I'm going to try and do all 5, right? Get 5 separate funding accounts. And then once all 5 are set, then we'll start to trade and copy and do what we need to do and get ourselves completely, fully funded and able to maximize our payouts and limit our drawdown in a strategic way, right? April, we proved concept. April, we took withdrawals. April, we developed a nice buffer. So we can do that over 4 or 5 accounts and then start to really start to work on leveraging size and start leveraging payouts. And then I'll keep you guys. I'm obviously transparent. I do everything straight in front of you. So you see what I'm doing. You know what I'm here about, what I'm all about. So just trying to lay out my plan for you for the month of June. My ultimate goal would be to eventually have $1 million worth of funding of course, these accounts. I'm only doing 550Ks. I don't think it's necessary to have much more than that, but just personal goals. It would be cool to have, to just say that I have that as that level of funding. So right now I'm going to do these 550Ks. Obviously that's 250,000. And then I may still mess around with these Apexes, see if I could leverage some of the bigger size accounts. If I have all 5 of these funded at 50K, I may run 150K combines in the background. And then as I get those, then I'll have those waiting in the wings to just continue to replace the 5 XFA. So my goal is to have all the funding and then just not need it until the time comes, right? That's the ultimate goal. I know if you are into Top Step at all, you know that Rips, he's a great futures trader. He does that. He leverages accounts. If you go over to Riggs's account here in Tradecaster, he does that as well. He leverages multiple funding companies, leverages multiple funding accounts, and then that's how he rolls and travels the world. If you check his Instagram, he's flying again today, so probably not streaming, but he's one of the better traders out there as well. So he's got a great story. If you don't know it, go into his room, check it out. He's a great trader. And we met up in New York, and great guy as well. Really, really super helpful, willing to help everybody. He goes out of his way, and he's got, like I said, he's got a great story. I need to figure out some stuff here. Selling tools. If anybody has any questions, let me know now, because like I said, I locked myself out. I'm not trading anymore today. It's Friday. I'm going to go into the weekend positive, happy with the way we traded. Could have gotten $500 more out of this, clearly. But I'm not FOMOing. I'm not looking to, revenge it or whatever. I trailed out how I wanted to trail, and you get wicked out. It is what it is. I was a little frustrated at that first wick because it was more so because I was slightly tighter than I wanted to be. I would have liked to have been over that 58. However, it is what it is. We took that first hit. Could have been up and probably wouldn't have been able to pass because the previous account balance was 1,400. So you can't have more than 50%. So no matter what, I would have had to trade Monday. So it's all good. I can make $500 for $473.40. Alrighty. 10:35 a.m. Like I said, locked out, not taking any more trades on this account. I did work on a couple things over there on the Apex account, but not really anything that I was like. I wanted to kind of start leveraging and working his own. That didn't really work out, so we're not really too worried about it. You do see price just starting. You get a little bit more volume here than you have had over the past hour or so. So be mindful. This is the close of the European session, so could start to rotate out of that, and profit taking did occur, I guess, here. That was a nice little push down close to 300. Didn't quite make it to 300, but see what happens. Flush down, push up, just kind of chop and grind all the way down to 280, 277. That's possible. Could pop and run. Also possible. There's a lot of possibilities here, and overall, none of them interest me in sort of trades, right? This is not an environment that I want to trade in. This is now Friday's done. Weekend's here. We made our money in the morning. There's no reason to be trying to execute in this choppy, messy grind of a downside. If you were able to take this short from the high based off of that rejection of, so let's say, that trend line, that 32 level, all that together, and then you're just trailing this all the way down, and you were able to withstand this, you pull that overnight low. If you just kind of trailed to here, pull back. If you're like a long-term trader, I'm saying, with ultimate targets of 277, if you just set it and forget it, then you're still good. Maybe I'm sure you've taken some of the profits along the way. That's just kind of how I can't. It's very difficult for me to hold this amount of time with the trailing rules that I have. But like I said, it's just take the money and run, kind of price action. I'm cool with this, and I don't know if you would have been able to manage this. You probably would have been trailed out here if you have like lower, higher rules. And then the breakdown, that's probably that. Could still hear the thunder and lightning in the background. Hear the thunder, see the lightning. So this storm could possibly roll back in. I am going to have to shut the computer down before I go to work because I don't want to have any sort of... I know I'm still on a surge protector. I might buy a new surge protector because maybe this one didn't do its job correctly on the old computer. But we'll see what happens with everything. I don't want to have it plugged in and burn out again after spending the money on it that I would have liked to have spent on a monitor. Instead, I spent it on basically brand new PC parts. I want to maybe troubleshoot that motherboard, the old motherboard, because this new chip did work in the new motherboard, but it didn't work on the old motherboard. But also the old chip didn't work in the new motherboard, so I think everything kind of got burnt out. Maybe the socket's burnt. Not quite sure. This isn't a troubleshooting channel. This is a trading channel, so just kind of throwing things out there. I am going to throw up the Day Trading Coffee Co. link in the chat so you can see it here. Going into the weekend, it would be nice to grab yourself some trading fuel, order it up so you can potentially get it delivered by early next week. If you use my code POLICINGPIPS, get you 15% off. Go in there, like I said, get yourself some trading fuel. Use my code. I'm currently drinking VWAP Guatemala. It's our medium to dark roast. It's like our in between. It's definitely more medium, light, way lighter than our Scalper's Delight that I usually drink. But the Guatemala has a really nice flavor palette to it, and a lot of people who prefer a medium roast really prefer this cup. So that's the one I'm drinking today. Normally I'm drinking Scalpers because I'm a scalper, and I just love that dark roast. And then we have our short squeeze espresso. I recommend the short squeeze espresso if you're gonna make cold brews. To pour over, I use my dark roast, but you can make cold brews with that espresso bean. And if you have a nice espresso machine, go in there and use those beans for that. People who don't have good grinders, don't have good things, good espresso machines tend to have a hard time with the trying to dial in their espressos. If you're ready for drinking espresso at home, I would recommend getting into good machines and good grinders. You could get a Breville or something like that, but make sure you get a good grinder to really get that full flavor out of it. But that's enough for the coffee talk as far as that is concerned. If you want any of that, use my code. I'm popping it in the YouTube as well, Policing Pips. Policing Pips for 15% off. That's not the right word. Policing Pips, that's better. Yeah, so that's going to get you that. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, that Lightspeed link, we are partnering with them, and part of my mission within the coffee company is to give back to the trading community, especially to traders who really could use the capital but can't pull it together, but really they know that they're very close to getting themselves off the schneid and into profitability, but they just need that extra little bit. We are going to definitely look to donate out of our funding fund a portion of our profits to traders who need the funding, and not in a funding combine kind of way. Early on, I want to try and give those away, but cash accounts and through Lightspeed, that's who we're trying to partner with for that. So click through that Lightspeed link, show them that you do approve of what I have to offer, and then you don't have to make an account. You could now if you want. I mean, their brokerage is fantastic, but I'm not forcing it. Make the decisions that you need to make on your own, and when you're ready to open an account, do it. But Lightspeed is what I consider one of the best brokers out there for short locates, for commissions and fees. The platform is fantastic. Reaction speed's great. So latency is fantastic as well. So everything about it, I really enjoy. So right now I don't trade on it, right? I'm trading with these prop firms, so they don't have that on the prop. But like I said, when I was in the professional world at T3, that's the platform that I was using, and most of the guys on the desk were using. So trying to figure that out. All right. Another 15 minutes or so left on stream. Like I said, if anybody has anything, any questions, comments, and concerns, want to say what's up, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to just hang out here, chill, and then farewell onto the weekend and come back Monday ready to pounce on the week. I will do my normal write-up Sunday. I'll share that here in the alerts and in the chat, and then on the YouTube it will always be in the comment section. I didn't get one this week because I was working on the computer trying to get it fixed and just couldn't get it out to you guys. But next week, Sunday, you follow me on Instagram, it'll be there. If you follow me on YouTube, it'll be in that. And if you're on Tradecaster, I always pop it into the alerts and I pop it into the chat Sunday night, probably close to midnight Central Time. So it'll be there in the morning for you to check out. I'm going to start working also on a live waiting room. So, I'll set that up as well. So we have that where you guys can come into the room, take care of some stuff, look at levels, and be able to see the waiting room and see the charts and understand that I'm going to be here, but I'm not quite on the screens yet. So that's what we're going to set up possibly this weekend as well. So a few things in the works, trying to improve the stream, try to improve the quality of what you get. And then every day we're just going to come out here and trade and trade and trade and trade, and tell your friends, tell your family, anybody who you want to learn to trade, who wants to understand kind of what I'm talking about. Like I said, this is a realistic stream. I do family. I do another business. I have a day job. I got trading. I got bills. I got a real life. And it's not a fantasy world. Trading is great, and it could provide you that fantasy life if that's what you want. But if you are realistic with your goals, I'm hoping that this stream kind of helps you dial it back and then get to your goals sooner rather than later, and then just maintain that mental fortitude to kind of just power through while having kids running into the room or, whatever. You got to be able to understand, especially with the summer months coming up. I know not everybody's got, kids out of the house. They're going to be back in the house. So there's a chance that you're going to need to see that somebody else is dealing with the same issues, and that's what I'm going to be here for, right? You're not going to get big fancy stuff in the background, whatever. It's just going to be me and the kids and whatever we need to do to make money. You can see this price action is not really tradable, not great. So I'm going to have...
You're starting to get a little bit of like a higher low here at that 320 level. Potentially could be you starting to see buyers come in on the time and sales. I don't think that we're going to get a ton of movement, but NVIDIA also bounced off of that 1085.31 again. So good bounce play there. Still not seeing a ton out of this. If this breaks out of this area, then maybe we rotate back to the high there. You could see this just channel right here. Nothing doing. Nothing doing. Flat price action. I crept into AK's room. Damn right. It's probably going to grind down to 277. The
I snuck over into AK-47's room, sharing the love with the coffee company over there. Just always showing our fellow streamers some love. So I get off here at 11. He usually does some good education stuff come lunch hour. So if you do have any questions or anything, or you want to learn a little bit more about certain little things, price action is price action anywhere. You can learn a whole lot from AK. You can learn, a ton from Deck, obviously. Currently, the 4 people live are me, AK, Active Trader, and J Trades. Everybody here is, AK is doing regular stocks options, Active Traders options, J Trades options. If you are on YouTube, there's so many opportunities for you to come over here onto tradecaster.com and get some real value and just be able to go across and check out every trader. You're not running through each and every YouTube channel trying to find through the shit. Everybody here has been pretty much vetted. We're all traders. We're all doing it all the time. We're all trading for real, for live. So good volume on everything, and don't be afraid to hop around rooms, check out the people that you like, fall into a nice little rhythm with, there's somebody usually streaming pretty much all day. So if you find that person that you want to lock onto, obviously my room, I'm on 8:30 to 11 every day. If I'm not around, look for Riggs. If you're looking for all future stuff, he's fantastic as well. He's got a great following and a great little strategy going for him. He's been doing this a little longer than I have. And then, like I said, AK's over there. He's great. Just really awesome with everything that he's doing. I am going to sign off here. If anybody's got any questions, let me know. Like I said, Fridays normally other people get off early as well, but I'm always off 8:30 to 11. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know now. If not, like I said, hit off on all those links. Take a look at everything. Use this weekend to research, take a breather, figure out what you did wrong, figure out what you did right, try to capitalize on everything, and come back Monday clear-headed, ready to go, ready to execute, and watch this 277 level for the future here. Otherwise, I appreciate everybody, and I'll see you all Monday morning, 8:30. Until then, peace out.